Good evening. Hello. I'm Cassandra Joan Butler, Agent 56 with the Cosmic Intelligence Agency, bringing you the cosmic connections for this week. We're going to take a look at the astrology, specifically the full moon that takes place, the beautiful full moon that downloads illumination wherever we find Leo in our charts. And we'll look a little bit at the gibbous moon, too. That's one of my favorite phases of the 8 phases of the moon. It's the psychic phase. And then we'll do our spiritual messages. All right, so a big warm welcome. The world seems like it's coming apart in shreds, and yet the call, I believe, of the universe right now is for us to focus on ourselves, to catalog our own dreams, our goals. And so the question of the week is, on Monday, we had the ingress of Neptune in the sign of Aries. Aries, me, myself, and I. Aries, ambitious, driven, instinctual, the first sign of the zodiac that wants each of us to realize a dream. And the last time that, yes, it's true, very true, scarily true, but I have an antidote for that. Last time that Neptune was fully in Aries was within hours of the start of the American Civil War. Of course, the other aspects were going on back in 1861 as they're going on now, and we're not talking about the big Saturn and Neptune conjunction on February 20th either. But the question of the week for you, apart from all the craziness out there, is how are you coping? And that's not to discredit anyone's personal craziness, because everyone has challenges. Wouldn't life be boring if it was all flatline? Well, flatline is when we rest in peace. And if you're listening, embodied, you're not resting in peace right now, right? I do believe that consciousness continues, but how are you coping? And if you've noticed a subtle change on Monday, I'm curious, just please share a sudden change of exhaling and like, okay, I can't do a lot about this crisis and that crisis and that crisis. I can pray, I can raise my vibration, I can send out good vibrations and good thoughts. And guess what, friends? Those do count. There's been a scientific study that says, I taught it once at a local college, that when we pray, especially for people we don't know, actually there's some credible evidence that that works. We don't know how, but we're living in a world of vibration, and that's going to become more and more apparent in 2026. It really will. Vibration of everything, AI and fake news and but mostly our own sovereign consciousness is being upgraded, I believe. So anyway, this big shift happened on Monday, and it's going to be with us for 14 years. We've got 14 years to realize a dream. We get a big boot on February 20th to identify and kind of coax our sovereignty into developing a business plan for what it is we really want. Meanwhile, we have a full moon this weekend on Sunday, and that full moon is going to illuminate where Leo falls in our chart, something of a really deep desire with passion and drama, and not anyone else's drama or passion, but your drama. So I'm going to talk about that tonight. Hi, Donna. Good vibrations to you, too. Hi, Nancy and Donna M. and Candy. Oh, okay. Direct question. Maybe nothing will happen, like externally, but it's one of the biggest astrological shifts, Candy, in 6,000 years. Huge. And it's when Saturn, the planet of realization and manifestation, joins with Neptune, the planet of dreams, first time since 4163 before Christ, or before Common Era, if you're politically correct. So that energy of zero point is coming together. So, I'll probably do another maybe I'll just do another class. I've been working on a retreat for the past many weeks, and we've been focusing on the Saturn-Neptune conjunction. But you know me, I'll have to do some form of class or other to disseminate this information as needed. First time in 6,000 years at 0 point. Now, every single 36 years, Saturn and Neptune come together. Last time they were together were in 1989. Remember what happened in 1989? Sure you do. We wouldn't be here talking, and the world wouldn't be the way it is structurally without something called the World Wide Web. That was restructured and reformulated in 1989 because the conjunction was in Capricorn, which means structure. And it was the end of the Berlin Wall and other historical things, which elude me at this very moment. But every time these two planets come together, we have a dream that's being manifested in a new way, because the dream planet and the manifestor planet come together, hold hands in the sky and say, hey, it's time for a change. Let's shake things up. So it's a big shakeup. But meanwhile, the first half of the shakeup happened on Monday. We talked a little bit about that last week, but I want to hear from you all. Have you noticed? Well, I'll tell you what I noticed on Monday after the horrific weekend in Minnesota, blah, blah, blah. There's events that are happening that are causing terrible stress and anxiety within empathetic souls, right? But there was a little bit of an olive branch between the leader of Minnesota and the leader of the country coming together, a softening perhaps. That happened on Monday. So what happens with each of us with these planets and their shifts, we might not be aware consciously, but they're always in the backstory, right? So Neptune's in the sign of Aries. And yeah, I'll do some more information on this. And my goodness, friends, please check out the offerings at the Cosmic Intelligence Agency. I know I'm on their platform, and some of you are watching this out of their platforms across Facebook, but check out their offerings, because this is a big deal, this Neptune. And I'm diverging a little bit from my core purpose, which is talking about the week ahead. But please learn as much as you can about Neptune in Aries and the Neptune-Saturn conjunction on February 20th. Alrighty. We've got a good memory, Ryan, who's dressed as Batman. My grandson plays with Batman, too. I'm very familiar with Batman. We play, never mind. My Leo grandson, whose name is Leo. That's great. All right. Big hello to everybody. Hi, Amanda, Cynthia, Erica. Great to see you. Jules and Amanda. Blessings to all. Christine and Nancy Smith. Great to see you. Tired here too, Nancy. Expect something in your inbox right after 9 tonight. I did a special thing for you and some of the other folks in the retreat who couldn't make it last night. Hey, Joanne. Hey, Jody. Nice to see you, sweetie. Shirley, great to see you. Cindy, Claire, and Nancy R., and Donna L., and Marianne. Oh, awful few days. I'm sorry to hear that, my dear. Yeah, it's, well, today was a Gemini day, which is kind of harsh on the Virgos, right? Harsh on the Virgos. Hey, Jan, hello, Darlene, and Tracy, and Diane. Barbara, I'm going to be in LA on the 20th. Please come and see me in Los Angeles. I'm teaching this material at the Great Expo. I got to put a plug out for them. The Conscious Life Expo. And me and Rick Levine and David Palmer and other luminary astrological teachers will be together on a panel talking all about this and much more. Hi, Lynn. Hi, Gail. Hello, Angie from Chicago. Hello, darling. Hello, Orion. Audra. Hi, Debbie. Joni. Hi, Kathy. Big hugs to you, Kathy. Is talking to you. Jerry, Erica. Great to see you all. Big hugs. Hi, Deb. Hi, Debbie P. Hi, Lorraine. You're driving. How you can't drive and listen to me at the same time, Summer. Be very careful. Yeah, and so other than the social political stuff, the weather's been crazy, right? I mean, everything external seems to be challenging us. I know it's challenging me, and so we have to get focused on ourself and what's in front of us, and take a deep breath and say, I can make an effect in this, an effect in that, and bless everybody and everything else. That's the only way to cope with all this. It's only going to get a little bit more dramatic, friends. I'm telling you, 2026 is not for sissies. It just isn't. Let's take a look at the week ahead. All right. Like I said, I want to just point out the gibbous cycle. Now, the gibbous cycle is a few days before the full moon. This starts on Friday. I just love that gibbous cycle. It's when we all get super psychic. And when I've done psychic classes, I usually try to coordinate them during the gibbous psychic time of the year and of the month, because people are amazed at what they can generate. But this gibbous cycle involves the emotional neediness of Cancer with the detached logic of Aquarius. You're going to hear me say this when I get to the full moon, but I'm going to reference a popular writer in a moment, so stay tuned. Detachment and emotionality come together on Friday. The gibbous phase starts at 11:17 in the morning Eastern time, and it's a time when Aquarius and Cancer don't really understand each other. One's an air sign, one's a water sign, one's very emotional, one's very logical. The lights just went outside. I won't get emotional. That was strange. Anyway, I got distracted for a moment. It's not a motion light either. Maybe someone's prancing around out there. I won't get emotional. Anyway, I'm around lots of friends, so if I get upset, you can, call help. Oh, actually, you can't call help for me. And that's the point of what's happening in the planet. Sovereignty, depending on yourself. Sometimes we can't reach out to our bosses, our spouses, our leaders, the powers that be. We're coming into a time frame, I think that begins now, as of Monday, where we have to kind of figure it out ourselves. So that's my message in a generic way. The gibbous phase between Friday at 11 o'clock in the morning Eastern time until the full moon on Sunday the 1st, and that takes place at 5:09 p.m. Eastern time, is a time of enhanced imagination and blending logic with emotion. And what it will do, if you allow it, in your meditations and in your prayers, more clarity can come through. More clarity to come through regarding that which you need, not what you want, but that which you need most of all, and a logical way to obtain those needs. So that's just a foreshadowing of the big event of this week, which is the full moon. The full moon, friends, is at 13 degrees of Leo. If you don't know where Leo falls in your chart, you can go to any sort of sources for your chart, including my website, which gives you a little overview of your chart. And it's free, of course. Front page, you can go to it, identify where Leo falls, because that's where the downloads are coming. Illumination is the key phrase with a full moon. We get a full moon once a month. And the time before the full moon, and this is even based on research, by the way, is a time when people act more full moony, right? What do I mean? We often attribute with folklore and so forth, the full moon is a time when, the crazies come out and people are more emotional. But there's been many studies that look at admissions into mental hospitals or crime rates and or bleeding incidences with surgery. The time right before the full moon, the gibbous phase, is when things get a little bit more riled up. So that's another thing to be aware of. Between Friday and Sunday, we may get more riled up, especially where you find Aquarius and Cancer in your chart. But at the full moon, at the moment, there's like the universe is exhaling and saying, okay, you made it through. Here's what we can show you to help you. Look to where Leo falls in your chart to receive that guidance. All right. The Sabian symbol, love those Sabian symbols. A human soul seeks opportunities for outward manifestation. And I promised you that I would reference a popular writer, and here it is. The full moon is saying allow, allow, allow. Anyone into Mel Robbins's work. She wrote a book. It's called Let Them. I'm going to be quoting that a lot as we get through the Aquarius Pluto this year, because detachment is not caring. It's a double negative, but detachment is allowing what you can't do for another. So this full moon is about allowing, allow the world to somehow do its thing, but you command the presence of your world with that Neptune in Aries. All these other planets are in Aries too, right? With the full moon. But some other things to be aware of. The Sun and Vesta are together. Vesta is a spiritual practitioner. We all have spiritual practices we do. We might not call them spiritual, but if you love to have your tea in the morning or at night, and you do that with regularity, and you sit and reflect, or maybe you do journaling, that could be really described as a spiritual practice, above and beyond the meditation and praying and going to temple, going to church and lighting candles. Anything that's a practice is under the venue of Vesta, and it is next to the Sun, opposite the full moon, reminding us that when we do spiritual routines, that's very helpful. So that's one of the takeaways of this full moon. Saturn is going to be sextile Uranus. Uranus is innovation. Sextile means opportunity, and Saturn means manifestation. Look for unusual, innovative opportunities with this full moon, with something you want to manifest, with some goal you want to get going on. Meanwhile, that Saturn manifestation is trining Angel. Yes, there is an asteroid called Angel and Jupiter. So Saturn is saying, hey, Angel, give me a break. Let me manifest something that's higher and grander. And it's also combined with Jupiter. So primarily what I'm thinking this full moon's about is you identifying what is your heart's desire. What's your vision? And sometimes our visions are all intertwined with other people we love, right? But this full moon is in conjunct Juno. Juno's the partner. Juno's your husband, your kid, your mother, your boss. It's not about them. It's about you with this full moon. So be aware of what you want to manifest after the full moon. So I wrote down some little things here for you. Here's my Reader's Digest version of the full moon. Okay, if you are Aries or Aries rising, this full moon is triggering your creativity, your fun, your joy, your self-expression. So go with it, really. I mean, just say, hey, I want to have fun, and there's nothing wrong. Fun is not lower than work. It's in astrology, it's all equal. So the fun house, the fifth house, is being activated for you. For Taurus or Taurus rising, the full moon is illuminating ways to become a better family member emotionally, or have a more comfortable home, theoretically, like maybe moving the furniture around or doing some deep January pre-spring cleaning. I don't know, but it's about home and family. If you're Gemini or Gemini rising, the full moon is giving you very much a green light, a huge green light, encouraging you to speak your mind and to tally your thoughts with yourself and keep the lines of communication open, very, very open with this full moon. With Cancer or Cancer rising, the full moon is saying, believe in yourself, believe in your powers and your skills, and give yourself a break. Really celebrate yourself. And hopefully, the full moon will ask you to identify ways that you can enhance your abundance, whether it means more income or just more joy. The focus is on Leo. If you're Leo rising or a Leo sun sign, yay. Come out with a lot of charisma and confidence with this full moon and be your true self, your authentic self. Virgos might feel a little tired with this full moon this weekend. It's okay. We can't always be hyper. We can't always be joyful. So rest and relax, Virgo, meditate, take some naps, and watch your dreams. Watch your dreams. Libra, friends, groups, associations. be very joyful with manifesting more deliberate friendships for yourself and for your friends. Scorpio, it's all about your leadership abilities, especially with your career. If you're Scorpio rising, sit down, do a business plan on Sunday for yourself at the full moon, because you will be absolutely guided. For Sagittarius, it's about travel, expansion, speaking your truth, maybe teaching or writing, and just feeling the push to expand your horizons. For Capricorn, this full moon is asking you to look at long-term finances, check your debt, check your investments, and become more secure with financials. For our Aquarius friends or Aquarius rising, the full moon is illuminating your friendships, who are BFFs, not just casual friends, your best friends, your significant others, or your spouses. Spouses, I guess in some places there are multiple spouses, but multiple BFFs. It's all about your significant others to be enhanced. And Pisces, this full moon is illuminating your work and the way you're working, how you're working, what are good work tools to benefit your goals. So there you have it, friends. Okay. Has studied to show herself approved. Huh. Thank you, Nick Charles. Okay. She's a good example of someone who studied to show herself approved. I love that. Thank you, Nick. Many blessings to you. Hearts around you, Cindy Claire. Everyone sends some healing to beautiful Cindy Claire. Hello, Cheryl. Love and healing for Cheryl and Sweetie. What a great name, Sweetie. Aries rising, Leo moon. Your moon is going to be activated by this full moon. This is your own personal full moon in the 5th house. You're going to go out and play, girl. This is awesome. Hi, Yvonne. Hello. Thank you for being here. Vesta, what's your pup's name? Oh, that's so cool, Erica. That's a great name. Hi, Crystal. Hi, Jules. Okay, your sun and moon in Leo rising. Oh, boy, is right, Jules. This is your great full moon. And say we all get distracted. Yes. Hi, John. Great to see you. I am alone. I mean, I'm never alone. None of us are ever alone, but I'm alone. Okay. I'm so done with this weather too, Donna. Lake Michigan is frozen. All right, Angie. Do you guys have the same thing we have in Buffalo? Like if the lake freezes, it's actually better for the snowfall because the evaporation, blah, 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 blah. Okay. Thank you, Elizabeth. Yeah, it's going to be a fun time. I'm really excited about that. Hi, Linda. Hello, Lorraine. Okay. I think I said hi to everybody. Hi, Paula. Hi, Deb. All right. So let's do our spiritual work. Dear God, please allow me to serve. Please allow my words be filled with love and light, truth, inspiration, and healing for the highest, for the best, as we align ourselves with the Holy Spirit. Amen. Okay. I'm with Yvonne K. Yvonne K, just give me an okay that I can come in and give you a message, please, Yvonne. Because I just do this by my finger. And I just need to get your okay. Hi, Teresa. Thanks for being here tonight. Hello, Diane. Hello, Linnell. Okay. Hi, Jojo. Hi, Linnell. Hi, Jerry. Okay, Yvonne, is that okay if I give you? Hi, Kathy. I'm glad you're here. Okay. All right. And then in the room, I just have to make sure you're in the room. It just makes it flow better. Yvonne K. Kotiash. Yvonne Kotiash. Just give me a high five. Hi, Corey. Love you too, honey. Hi, Cindy. Okay, I know we're sending a lot of prayers for beautiful Reverend Eva as well. Okay, thank you, Yvonne. As I'm tuning into your energy tonight, I'm hearing the word mother very strong, and this is Spirit Mother coming in, and she's identifying herself as mother, not mama, not mom, and she may have been a mother figure. No, she's your mother. And we often have many mothers. We have a stepmother, we might have a mother-in-law, but she's coming in and she's identifying as mother, and she's saying that she wasn't always as tuned in to everyone as she would have liked to been, because she got distracted very easily. But she's saying that she knows that you know that she loves you, and she's apologetic. She's apologetic about how things went towards the very end of her life. I don't know why she's saying that, but I'm just going to give you kind of a generic. I can go deeper, but I'm not going to do it in public like this, Yvonne. So number one. Number two, Yvonne, I'm circling April for you. April this year is going to be a very significant month, especially at the end of April, first part of May. There's either some training or some learning that you're going to be engaged in that's going to help you have more confidence in your own skill sets. Number three, do you have dogs around you? I'm getting plural dogs, and they are your creatures of spirit, and they give you a lot of solace. I don't know why I'm getting two dogs, but I'm getting two dogs with you, Yvonne. And number four, this is someone else in spirit. They're talking about how they love cheese and crackers, and they would used to have a spread of cheese and crackers and little pepperoni. And they're saying that's not what people eat anymore, but they loved the taste of cheese, crackers, and pepperoni, as hors d'oeuvre. And they're saying that you've changed your diet up and it's gotten much cleaner and it's very good, that you're more mindful of what you're eating. I leave you with many blessings, Yvonne. Thank you for being here tonight. Okay. You have one dog. Okay. Thank you. All right. So something about the dogs are maybe there's a dog spirit next to you, but I'm seeing that this dog is like your soulmate. So thank you for the feedback. Okay. The next person, just closing my eyes because I don't want to. All right. I'm with Cindy. I'm with Cindy Claire. Cindy Claire, may I give you a message? Just yes or no? Hi, Cindy West. Cindy Claire. Hi, Rodney. Good to see you, honey. Cindy Claire. Hi, Lolina. Good evening. Cindy Claire, I'm with you, honey. I'm with Cindy Claire. Just give me a yay or nay, honey. I'm sure it's okay, but I need to have you in the room. Hi, Cindy Claire. 1, 2, 3. Cindy Claire. Darlene Marshall, good evening. Okay, thank you. Cindy Claire. I'm with Cindy Claire. Hi, Min Texlin Quinley. That's a great name. Cindy. I just did the 2 reads. Cindy Claire. Okay. Yes. Okay. Thank you. Hi, love, Natasha. Hello, darling. All right. Cindy Claire, the first thing I'm picking up with you is spiritual ritual. And it's almost like you know what a rain stick is? I'm hearing the sound of a rain stick, or drumming, or crystal healing, that you have maybe participated or led, like circles of elevating vibrational spiritual healing circles of some stripe. And you may not have yet facilitated one, but I see that in your near future, that you are so uplifted when you're with a group of like-minded people and you're bringing in sounds for healing. I want to give you that as a really strong kind of goal. Number one. Number two, October, 2 Octobers ago, not this past October, the October of 2024, right? October of 2024, November of 2024 was a very difficult period for you, my dear, where you were questioning everything. And then there was this big opening, this big revelation where you said, you know what? I'm open to being a spiritual conduit. And whether that was through other people or just through spirit itself. But if you could identify that time for me, that would be helpful. It was congruent with when Pluto went into the sign of Aquarius. So I don't know your chart. I don't know you, but if you look to where Aquarius falls in your chart, it's a very dynamic time of incredible personal healing and growth. And that started in that fall of 24, not 25. All right, number 3. I'm getting a gentleman in spirit, and he wears spectacles. They're circular. They're kind of old fashioned. I want to go back to the 40s, actually, not the 50s, the 40s or the 30s and 40s. And he worked very close up with his eyeglasses. He may have been something like an accountant, or he was always surrounded by all sorts of paperwork and looking over lots of papers. And he had a great deal of scholarly interest too. It wasn't all facts and figures. It was also, he was a good reader. He was a scholar. It feels like he's in your immediate family, like a father, grandfather, grand uncle. I'm getting grand uncle. But anyway, he's one of your guides that gives you inspiration. And the inspiration goes something like this: keep on reading, keep on learning. And the universe is a big place, but our job here is to keep on keeping on and learning. And you've done that a lot in the past couple of years. And then sometimes he's saying it's time to not read the books and not to take the classes, but sit back and just absorb and cocoon. And you're almost at that place where you're cocooning and just allowing all of your experience to gel within you. I hope that makes sense. You can give me feedback. Oh, okay, through Lilydale. Okay, interesting for the feedback. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Oh, all right. And thank you, Yvonne, for the feedback that I got from your mom. I was a little bit on fire tonight. Here's a secret, right? Mediums, psychics, all of us, because we're all mediums and psychics. Sometimes we have really good days, and sometimes we don't have as strong of a good day, but things really flowed tonight, and I appreciate you guys being here. And no, I'm not, not alone. There's no one bothering me, but no one has to call anybody. I just feel a lot of spirit around me tonight. So again, the message for the week is make some time for yourself on Sunday with that full moon illumination, and be well, stay warm, and please, quoting Mel Robbins now, let them focus on yourself when we go through trying times. There's just so much we can do, but we can always pray, send out good vibrations, and keep our spirits up, because that's the focus of 2026, sovereignty. Many blessings. Have a beautiful week, and we'll see you next Wednesday. God bless.